Welcome back. It's that time of week again. You're winding down to the weekend, but first, a top 4 in 4 countdown to start your weekend off right. Let's get right to it. Starting with headline number 4. We're going to start with international headlines right now. North Korea has announced a detailed plan to launch ballistic missiles toward Guam. Guam is a major military hub and home to U.S. bombers. Now, if North Korea carries this out, it would be its most provocative missile launch to date. On Thursday, North Korea announced it is preparing a plan to fire 4 of its 12 missiles over Japan and into waters around the tiny island, which hosts 7,000 U.S. military personnel on 2 main bases and has a population of 160,000. 2 U.S. allies say they're ready to respond if North Korea follows through with the plan. Japan and South Korea are vowing a strong response. All right, here's headline number 3. An emerging debate about whether elected officials violate people's free speech rights by blocking them on social media is spreading across the U.S. Different groups are, in fact, suing politicians, warning them to stop the practice. The American Civil Liberties Union this week sued Maine Governor Paul LePage and sent warning letters to Utah's congressional delegation. It followed recent lawsuits against the governors of Maryland and Kentucky and President Donald Trump. Trump's use of Twitter and allegations he blocks people with dissenting views has raised questions about what elected officials can and cannot do on their social media pages. Politicians at all levels increasingly embrace social media to discuss government business, sometimes at the expense of traditional town halls or in-person meetings. Most officials say they're policing social media to get rid of people who post abusive messages. Headline number 2, a study by a nonpartisan group says the Trump administration's own actions are triggering double-digit premium increases on individual health insurance policies purchased by many consumers. Now, this analysis that came out Thursday from the Kaiser Family Foundation finds that mixed signals from President Donald Trump have created uncertainty far outside the norm, leading insurers to seek higher premium increases for 2018 than would otherwise have been the case. Researchers from the Kaiser Foundation organization looked at proposed premiums, that is, for a benchmark silver plan across major metropolitan areas in 20 states and in Washington, D.C. Overall, they found that 15 of those cities will see increases of 10% or more by next year. Well, you know what they say, a headline a day keeps the doctor away. You know what? I don't think that's a saying, so let's move on. Here it is, headline number 1. If you plan on watching the solar eclipse, you've got to have the correct shades or bye-bye eyesight. Consumers are actually finding it difficult to tell the difference between genuine protective gear and fake ones that could result in permanent eye injuries. Many of the phony products appear to be coming from Asia, though some media reports have wrongly stated that NASA endorses eclipse viewers due to ethics regulations. Government agencies aren't allowed to back particular products. There are also rules set up to reduce the chances of stargazers getting their peepers damaged. For instance, the American Astronomical Society asked manufacturers to provide proof from independent laboratories that they meet the standard, which requires lenses to be thousands of times darker than typical sunglasses. Some names of reputable vendors for solar eclipse glasses are Rainbow Symphony, as well as Celestron, Seymour Solar, and Badar Planetarium. According to the Great American Eclipse website, between 1.8 million and 7.4 million people are expected to travel locations along the path of totality when the moon briefly blocks out the sun completely, that stretches from Oregon to South Carolina. All right, well, coming up on August 21st, our weather department will be putting on an eclipse special, so you definitely don't want to miss that. And again, I have to reiterate, protect your eyes. You have to do that if you plan on watching the eclipse. Without your eyes, you wouldn't be able to watch WCBI sunrise. And if you don't watch WCBI, there would be no sunrise, and therefore we would not get paid. All right. And as you can see, our time is up. Be sure to join me next week. I'll be counting down a new list of interesting stories and topics that everyone is talking about. More Sunrise after the break.